Exactly 1 year ago, IR6 swapped a Yamaha Raptor quad for my friends over at Seaboys, and I did this all in under 3 days. Despite the naysayers, the quad did not split in two pieces, nothing broke, nothing cracked, so I'm going to take what I learned from this and apply it to my Hayabusa swapped Raptor. And yes, you heard that right, Hayabusa. Why did I choose Hayabusa? Because I have buckets and boxes full of Hayabusa parts, and it's basically the best way to get unlimited horsepower for cheap. I found a complete Yamaha Raptor 700 roller in my hometown, and these things are really nice frame designs. They have the quick disconnects, which makes just fabricating a whole lot easier. Very light aluminum frame, and this guy really gave me the deal of a lifetime, even included the fairings and gas tank and whatnot. Just take a quick break to talk about today's sponsor, World of Warships. World of Warships is a free-to-play naval warfare game with new content released every month. Whether it's new ships, new maps, you can always count on stunning gameplay in 12v12 arenas. Some of the most unique and recent updates they just rolled out is the Godzilla vs. Kong and the Transformers update. World of Warships has more than 40 different maps to choose from with really realistic wave and sea patterns, basically mimic real life. There's just something so unique with passing by a ship and sinking a torpedo right into its hull. Since launch day, I've added over 600 ships across 10 different nations, and you can play on 40 different maps. World of Warships has a very engaging and huge community. You can always have someone to engage with no matter what. World of Warships is not only limited to PC, but you can enjoy it on your favorite console like your Xbox, PlayStation, or even your phone. Guys, check out the first link in the description and download World of Warships today. Use the promo code on screen to receive a huge starter pack, including a free ship, 300 doubloons, 1 million credits, 7 days of premium account time, 1 ship, 3 Santa's gift containers, the New Year's Constellation flag, and 10 new Sky Year camouflages. That was a handful. So with that being said, guys, that'll be the first link in the description. Huge thanks to World of Warships for sponsoring this video, but let's go ahead and get back to the live action. I have a Mockup block here. Let's see if it fits. No. Nope, no way, Jose. We'll see. I knew it wasn't gonna fit. I just wanted to show you guys that it's not gonna fit. So we're gonna have to cut out the bottom subframe and make our own. Man, would you take a look at that, guys? It actually fits in there, but we are going to have to cut back the frame a little bit more, probably about to there, to make room for our headers. But as you can see, the lean angle is good, sprocket height is good. I'm thinking we're going to have to pivot this engine up a little bit more. And here I decided to weld in some quick and dirty supports to help the frame stay in the same place when I cut it. Now, the Hayabusa engine is very wide, sitting at around 23-24 inches if I recall correctly, so this subframe has to be pretty wide. And one thing about fabrication is everyone has their own style and unique way of doing things. There's no right and wrong way, in my personal opinion. Except the people who do squatted trucks, we gotta take their welders away. Well, now we're gonna bend out some bars to go kind of like this. If you take a look at this side, the bar would hit this case nub right here. So we're gonna have to add a slight bend in there. So I am gonna have to take an L on the air box and air filters and just run the throttle body straight open, maybe with like a mesh screen on there. And I'm hoping I can find a tuner to get that tuned out for me so it doesn't cause any issues with the tune-up. That's kind of the design I'm going for. It'll give us a place to tie in our engine mounts right into that junction right there. Now we're gonna go ahead and pop this engine out and finish welding the subframe and also connect those bars back to the frame. I've mocked up the headers and they do kind of fit. They're gonna need a crap ton of modifications. I want to go ahead and simulate the suspension travel, so I'm gonna grab a ratchet strap and squat this thing down a little bit to help me get the alignment as best as possible. Right, so obviously we need a 520 front sprocket because that's what the quad is. So these are the bungs I'm going to be using. It's just a 1.5 inch tube with this simple washer inside of it. So after a couple of revisions, this is the design I'm going for. Some bent tubing, some straight tubing, but overall I just want something that looks good and is really strong. Okay, so we got those front engine mounts done. So now for the rear engine mounts, all this back section is aluminum. So for the rear mounts, I'm just gonna cut out some aluminum tabs and weld them right to the frame. Now aluminum means it's gonna be a lot harder to fabricate, but I personally love it. I love a challenge, so we're gonna do that. I always love to sneak in a cardboard washer in between my tabs. It also helps when you get this thing powder coated. The powder coat is a lot thicker. So for the last engine mount, I'm gonna sneak in a bar right here in between this hole, and it'll catch this engine mount, and then that's it. Already just feeling the engine, it's not moving anywhere. Now, if you haven't watched the last Raptor video, the two biggest mistakes in that video were not building proper headers and using the stock Raptor fuel pump. It's best to stick with the OEM stuff, and because we were pressed on time, those sacrifices had to be made. So this is going to be a no expenses spared build. I'm taking my time on this, making sure everything is up to par, meticulous. Now we're going to build a gas tank for this thing. It's going to be housed in the subframe, kind of hidden. Should hold about 3 or 4 gallons, and I'm going to use the stock Hayabusa fuel pump. When bending aluminum, it's important to use 5000 series aluminum and actually to bend against the grain. If I did my math correctly, this should fit. That is freaking perfect. This thing is going to get powder coated black and you won't even notice it under the fenders. We got this piece here. It just dawned on me, how in the world am I going to remove that gas tank? I have no clue. I guess that might be a problem for future facility to work on. Alright, so I got the gas tank fully welded. In the next episode we'll finish it off, finish this quad off, and yeah, stay tuned. Now some of you guys might be asking, what is the practical application of this? Well, it would really work in the dunes or on the streets, places where unlimited horsepower really works. I gotta buy extended swing arms, extended axles, steering stabilizers, restyle kits, graphics, plastics. So guys, if you want to help out these builds, help out the channel, speed videos up, check out the links down below. Patreon, PayPal, merch, that helps out a ton. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like down below. Now, like I said, this is going to be kind of a no expenses spared build. I don't want to cut any corners, and then probably what's going to happen as soon as I finish it, I'm probably going to sell it. I need your guys' help finding me some proper speed rated tires. They don't really sell them here in America. With that being said, guys, I want to wish you guys a happy new year, and I'll catch you next episode. Stay tuned. Peace. God bless.